Hi guys, and welcome back to a brand new video.
Howdy.
Can you guess what we're doing today? So we have been wanting to film this video for pretty much exactly a year because we went to Buffalo Bills last November on our November trip.
Yep.
And we watched back that vlog in preparation for this video, and then at the end Martin does say we're going to do a review really soon for you guys. And
it's
really
12
soon.
months away.
A year later.
At least we got round to it.
But today we wanted to do a kind of just a chatty video about our experience and also a little bit of a review and what we thought about Buffalo Bills Wild West show at Disneyland Paris.
So we thought we would just sort of start from the beginning and then work our way through.
Yes.
So in terms of how did we book Buffalo Bills, I've had a few questions as to how you can book it. Can you book it in advance? Well, when we went in November of last year, we booked through Magic Breaks. We're not sponsored. We booked through Magic Breaks. They're great to go through, actually.
They
if
are
you
good.
Want to maybe get some deals. And also, you could get Buffalo Bills added on for an extra price. And I thought it was quite reasonable. So I added it into the package. It was for your birthday present. It was like a surprise trip. And I thought, yeah, we've got to tick that off the bucket list. So we booked it, and I think it was on the second day that we were there.
Yes.
So it was on a Monday, we think.
Yes, I think it was a Monday.
And it was really quiet. So maybe a tip is to go during the week.
Yeah, weekday evening.
Yeah, when it's less busy. Or, I mean, if you want to go and experience it with a full crowd, I suppose.
Yeah.
Then go on a weekend.
Yeah.
But if you wanted it to be a bit more of an intimate thing with a few people there watching it, which we really enjoyed, then go during the week, I would say. And when we went in, we were assigned into our party, weren't we?
Yeah. So they gave you... Did they give you a hat as you went in?
Yeah, that was the hat.
So as you go in, they give you the hat, and the actual colour of the hat signified what seating area you were in.
Yeah.
So we wrote down what one we were in.
I think we were C2, weren't we?
Category 2 seating.
Yeah. And the actual category that we were in was actually on the back of my Magic Pass. So, like in Disney World where everything's on your Magic Band, everything was basically on this Magic Pass, and it told you what dining plan you were on, if you had one, and then also what category you were in.
And I think we were in the Green Mountain Ranch. That was its official name.
And as you went in, they asked you, this is really important for anybody that suffers from asthma. So as you went in, they asked you if you suffered from any respiratory conditions like asthma. And I suffer from asthma. I've got a mild type of asthma. So I take a brown and a blue inhaler. And I brought that up, and then they said, would you like to sign this waiver first for if anything happens, you've basically taken full responsibility. You've decided to go in there knowing that there's going to be hay and there's going to be conditions that might affect asthma. So I signed it, suffering from mild asthma. I had my inhaler with me, very important, take it with you. And I didn't have an issue. But I can't speak for every person that suffers from asthma. Obviously there's going to be things that might affect you, but just to let you know that that's the case with Buffalo Bills.
So this was a tip which someone let us know before we went, and I'm so glad they did, because we arrived an hour before the actual show started, and so much happens in that hour.
Yeah.
Like, it's part of the show, so if you do book tickets, make sure you arrive 1 hour before the show starts. Because as you enter in, there's a bar, so you can get drinks, and then there is so much entertainment, and also Mickey Mouse makes an appearance.
He does. He was just out and about, wasn't he?
Yeah, taking photos, having a little dance.
And something that was really good, we got like a jug of rosé wine
For $9.99.
Yeah, and I thought that's quite cheap for a Disney park.
Because you get, in the actual show, you get free refills of beer and soft drinks. But wine isn't included in that. So if you want to get some wine, they recommend buying that from the bar before you go in, because you can take it in with you, because we took it in with us.
And at this stage, I don't think we realised that you got refills on beer and soft drinks.
No. So yeah, before the show, you go into this area that has the bar and a stage, and then on the stage they have so much entertainment. They have a cowboy band, singing band.
You're doing country and western.
They have a hula hoop girl.
Yeah.
Hula hoop dance. And then Goofy makes an appearance right at the end, and he gets the crowd going with like songs and mischief. And
So there's a pre-show
really good.
to keep you entertained before the main show starts.
But I really enjoyed that part. I would have been quite sad if I'd just arrived for the actual show, because I would have missed it all. And
but also something very important to do is to go into the shop before the show starts, because we learnt this the hard way. When you come out at the end, or at least if you go to the later show, it's closed.
Yeah, because we were like, oh, well, we'll save the shop for the end, because most shows, rides, like anything, there's always like a gift shop at the end. So we were like, there will be a gift shop, but it was closed. So it's only open before the show. So if you want to get any Buffalo Bill Wild West merchandise, make sure you grab it before the show starts.
Well, I can't say, because they do 2 shows, don't they?
They do.
So I don't know whether they might have to close it so they can do like the quick turnaround for the next show. But I'm not sure whether they have the shop open at the end of the first show, but
they have
just
a show at
6:30 and 9:30.
6:30 and 9:30, and we went to the 9:30 one.
Yeah.
We went to the last one. That's
well, that worked out really well, because we went to the park. The park closes early in the winter, so was it about 7 o'clock?
I think it was.
And then we went for a drink, and then we went over to Buffalo Bill's.
Yeah, it's a really, really good like date night. Obviously, it's a really good family event as well. But if you are looking for something a bit different to have as like a couple's date night, I'd highly recommend it for that as well.
And then we went through to the auditorium, and it was far bigger than I thought it was going to be.
Huge. So big. So it's a auditorium. It kind of has like a main stage at like nearer the back, but then it's just this huge, what would you call it?
Well, it's sort of like if you go and see like a show, Disney on Ice, or if you go and see why am I thinking of like Strictly Come Dancing Live? But when you're all sat around in a round, and then there's the big open space, or if you're like watching a sporting event like a basketball game or something.
So it all happens in the middle, and then there's 3 seating areas. So you've got one that side, one at the front, and then one on the other side, and then the back is obviously the backdrop to the show. And it's like stepping into the Wild West. Like the smell hits you like, whoa. And then it's quite dark. It's really atmospheric.
It makes you feel like you're outside.
It does. Yeah, you do feel like you're outside. And
then you're sitting on just wooden benches, aren't you? With a table in front of you, and there was something already waiting. Yeah,
so they had nachos, like crisps, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then they had it was covered, but it was like a sponge cake, but it had a cover on it to keep it warm. And then Martin was like, I don't know if I'm allowed to eat this, even though it was like right in front of him. He was like, I'm too scared to eat this.
I'm very cautious at times, and I'm like, oh no, I might get told off if I eat it first. I don't know.
Even Goofy was going to be like, as if you eat that.
You're supposed to wait. Well, I think this is what we thought. We thought there were going to be points during the show where they would say,
we'll get
like,
onto this.
Now you can eat. But we'll talk about that.
Let's go grab my tea.
And we've also got a bowl of bickies.
It's not a Disney video if you don't have a Disney mug. I haven't used this Moana mug in ages.
Make way, make way.
So they give you your food, the sponge cake and some crisps to start, and as you're waiting for the show to begin. And then the show started, and like we said before, we thought there was going to be gaps where you could eat, but it doesn't work like that. It all happens at the same time, so you have your meal and watch the show at the same time.
It was an hour and a half, and I thought there was maybe going to be a little interval, but it runs all the way through. So just be cautious of that, or have a knowledge of that. You can go off and go to the toilet and come back in and stuff like that. But yeah, there's not. If you're sitting there waiting for an interval, there isn't going to be one.
Also, I just kept getting distracted because obviously the show is so entertaining. Like, we'll get on to like what the show includes, but because the show is so entertaining, I'd forget to eat. So yeah, as hard as it is, you just got to make sure that you keep eating as you watch it.
Well, I was the opposite, because I thought that the first thing we had, I thought like the sponge cake was the dessert, and I thought the chili that had been brought and the nachos, I thought that was the meal.
Yeah.
And then your sponge cake was the dessert. And then that got taken away, and suddenly we had a next course.
Yeah. So we'll run through actually what the food is. So when you arrive, you get your nachos and the sponge cake. And then after that, you get the chili.
The chili, yeah.
And then after that, you get like meats, don't you?
Yeah, it was a meat plate, and it had it was like sausages and chicken, and all stuff that had probably been done on a barbecue.
Yeah, it felt very barbecue.
To give you that feeling of you're a cowboy in the Old West, gathered around a campfire, and then like potatoes as well.
And they also have vegetarian and pork-free menus available. So if you are vegetarian or you don't eat certain meats, that is available as well.
Yeah.
And then for dessert, you get ice cream and like an apple crumble.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Warm apple crumble. And you
sounded
get tea
very
and coffee as well.
I sounded very surprised when the apple crumble turned up in the video.
Yeah.
It's apple crumble. Or was it apple? Was it apple pie or apple crumble? I can't remember.
It was like, yeah,
But it had ice
a warm
cream.
apple.
Ice cream plonked on the top, so it was lovely.
And then, as we said, you get soft drinks refilled, and then you get beer refilled. So you can drink as much as you like.
Yeah, there's always people walking along. They were non-stop, weren't they?
They worked so hard.
And they must have the timings like spot on because they had to make sure that everybody had finished by the time the show finished.
Yeah, really good. But yeah, you definitely won't go hungry. There is so much food. I think I only ate about half of what was offered to me, and I was full. So yeah, don't worry about not being full, because there was a lot of food.
I ate it all.
Okay, so now we'll just like discuss a little bit about the actual show. So the show, it kind of follows a rough storyline, but ultimately it is just a big variety show of the Wild West.
Yeah. Well, I actually researched there was a Buffalo Bills Wild West show.
Yeah.
And it was essentially what they're trying to create. But then they've thrown in Disney characters that you love. So Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Chip and Dale. And then, they introduce different characters, they sing songs, and then there's also a competition, isn't there?
There's loads of like live horse riding, which is just, I love watching horse riding. It's great. And they also throw in a competition at the end where they get each side against each other.
Yeah.
And then you have to kind of cheer for your side. And the guy we had was so crazy. He was so good. I've never met a more energetic man. I think we've got a little clip of him.
And when we say that things were happening everywhere, so like you've got your food there, then you've got the guy that's trying to cheer on the team, and then he's like getting you to, with your knife and your fork or your spoon.
There's a lot of audience participation.
He's getting you to hit out a tune. And then there's actually also the competition happening behind him, so you've got to keep an eye on that, but you're trying to look at him.
Yeah, and they also call people up from the audience as well.
Oh, they do?
Quite a few times, actually. So if you love all that, make sure that you try and get called up. But the characters, they're involved so much.
They are. They're out for the most of it, aren't they?
For most of it, yeah. And there's also a lot of songs, and there's dancing. Yeah, there's really, really good.
There's very, very cute moments.
Oh, there was the cutest moment. If you've seen it, let me know in the comments if it broke your heart as well. But it was just the cutest thing I've ever seen. It was Mickey and Minnie singing "You Are My Sunshine."
You are my sunshine.
And actually, there's a clip in the vlog of my face. I'll put it here. But I was like, I was like so close to tears.
Yeah. And what was great as well is because it was such a big venue and a big space, the views were fantastic as well. We saw everything, didn't we?
I don't think there'd be a bad view in the house.
And because all the seats are tiered, I'm sure if somebody sits in front of you, you'll be able to see over the top of them.
So yeah, as we said, it is a very busy show, but it's also a very loud show. By the end, I was just like really exhausted just from watching it. But if you do have younger children, or if you are someone who is sensitive to like loud noises or like gunshots, anything very atmospheric, just pre-warn you that it is a very loud, very immersive show.
Yeah, it's just
not to put you off going.
No. Just to give you an idea.
Just so that you're aware, you know that it's going to be very loud and very like in your face kind of experience. So we just looked at the pricing for what we paid, and we paid £96. This was last year, and we booked through Magic Breaks, or Martin booked through Magic Breaks. And so he paid £96 for both, so that was £48 each. Yeah,
which I think, for the amount that you got, I think that's a great deal. Great value for money.
Because as well as the show ticket, that is all your food, and if you drink beer or soft drinks, that is all your drinks for the evening. So yeah, I would highly recommend it.
Yeah.
I really, really would.
And you're thinking about like how much you pay as well for like a show.
Yeah, in London or something.
Yeah.
That would just be the ticket. If you're looking for something really different to do, because I have never experienced anything like it. Like, honestly, I came out and I was just like, what was that? Like, that was crazy, but it was so good.
Yeah,
and it was so
loved
much
every minute.
fun. Like, I think we say at the end of the vlog that we spoke about it for like an hour and a half after, where we just like relived it.
Just laughing.
And we just kept laughing.
Yeah.
There were so many funny bits.
I just loved how involved the characters were as well.
Yeah.
Because you think Buffalo Bill's Wild West, well, how Disney is it going to be?
It was very
And they made it
Disney.
really Disney.
They did. But also different.
Yeah.
It wasn't like just Disney.
Yeah.
It had that other element to it.
Yeah. There's something in it for everyone, I think.
Yeah. So I think that is everything. If you have any questions and we missed it out, please pop down in the comments below and we'll try and get it answered for you.
Yeah.
Also, let us know in the comments below your opinion of it, if you've seen it, whether you'd go again, what you liked, etc. And yeah, I hope it was helpful.
And if you want to see what it was like, then we have a vlog which is basically our experience of going.
Yeah.
From our series.
Yes.
So we'll put that in the link below.
Yeah. So thank you so much for watching and we will see you in our next video. Bye guys.
Yeehaw!